Hi everyone. Today we're going to do some leg exercises and some core exercises using a little bit of height underneath your pelvis. So you have a few options. We would normally use a half roller. So you can see it's flat at the bottom, semicircular shape. It should be about 3 inches. Or if you've got a ball, you can use a ball, nice squidgy one. If you haven't got either of those available, you might have a block in the house, or if not, a thick book. Good Housekeeping cookery book, nice and thick, will do the same thing. Obviously a bit harder. You could put a towel over the top of it to give it a bit more padding, folding the towel to as many layers as you feel comfortable to give you roughly 3 inches. Another option is to use a nice thick towel, so a nice large bath sheet. Do you remember years ago when we used to go swimming, you always folded your towel with your swimming costume inside and carried it under your arm when you went to swim? Don't do that these days. So the way to do it is to fold your towel in half, then turning it in, edge to the center on both sides. And as tight as you can, roll the towel up. So really pulling the lines into the center. It's a bit like how they fold the towels now in the fancy restaurants, not fancy restaurants, fancy hotels, you know, likes of Malmaison. And you have a roll of towels on the bed when you go in. So there you're getting it nice and thick. You can make it as thick as you want to. So if you think, oh no, that's too much, take it down a little bit and just pop that underneath you to give you the height. It will probably flatten a little bit as you go through the exercises, but at least it's giving you that support and lifting your hips off the mat. So I'm actually just going to use the roller today. So I'm going to pop it across the mat, lift myself over it and lie down. So whatever you're using needs to be underneath your pelvis, so it's supporting your pelvis. So you want to find that flat triangular bit at the bottom of your spine, which is your sacrum. It should be above the tailbone, but not in your lower back. Now there's a tendency that, especially if you use a roller, it might slide up into the lower back. You don't want it into the lower back. You want to make your core muscles work to support your lower back. Your pelvis is being supported by whatever you're using, your block, a ball or a roller. The ball is obviously the hardest option because it's going to move side to side as well as forward and back. Everything else is a little bit more stable. So making sure you've got your hands on the end of the roller if you're using your roller so it doesn't slide. Checking you're in a neutral position. So that basically means you want to feel that you've got lots of space in the lower back. You can only feel your shoulder blades, the back of the head, and your feet on the floor and the backs of your arms. So lifting the breastbone, so you're lifting your rib cage off the floor. So using these abdominal muscles. So pulling in firmly, lift the feet one at a time into tabletop. So we're going to go straight into scissors. Hopefully you've had a little bit of a warm up first, maybe a few roll downs, a little bit of plank, and a down dog stretch. Keeping the right angle at the knee joint, take one foot down, tap the floor, lift it back up and change. Trying to keep your body as still as possible. So this is your focus here. Don't let the ribs sink into the mat. Keep that big space underneath. Breathe out as the foot goes down. Breathe in as it comes back. You could change it slightly to add a little bit of variety by flexing the feet, taking one foot down with the heel to the mat. Again, focus on not letting your spine arch as your foot goes down. Keeping the rib cage lifted, so back of the head, shoulder blades connecting with your mat. Feel free to have a breather if and when you need to, or keep going. Point the toes, take it into single leg stretch, extend one leg out, draw it back and change. Again, just focusing on keeping your spine in neutral, shoulders relaxed. Chin lightly tucked in, but don't compress your throat with your chin. You could add a bit extra by extending the leg hold, flex the foot, lower, point and return. Extend, flex, lower, point and return. As you lower, you're not looking for the floor this time. You're looking to get your leg in line with your body. Point to release and draw it back. Still focusing on here. Remember, if you need to have a breather, please do. These are quite tough. Last two of that one. Flex and lower, point and return. Flex and lower, point and return. I'm just going to have a little breather there. I haven't slipped, so that's good. Keeping the hands here. Now the next few exercises we're going to do replicate what we would do on the reformer with your feet in straps. So we're going to do some half frogs into full frogs. Full frogs you can do in both directions. We'll start with the easier one first. Your half frog. So lift the feet again. Now we're going to turn the knees out and bring your heels together. Extend both legs, point your toes, bend and return. Again, keeping the body as still as you can. Check the ribs have not collapsed to the mat. Breathe out. Breathe in. So pressing the shoulders back and down. Use these tummy muscles. You have no option, otherwise you'll have lost the control. Your ribs will have collapsed into the mat. Now a full frog. Easy option, the legs go out, take them wide, flex, bring your heels together and push out. So wide, bend the knees, extend. Try and breathe through it and take your time. My thighs are starting to scream a little bit, so I'm sure you'll be feeling it. It's a little bit more challenging doing it on the floor as opposed to your machine because the straps are supporting your legs. Let's do it in reverse. So from your legs fully extended, bend your knees, take the legs wide, bring them back together. So bend, extend, together. Bend, extend, together. Bend, extend, together. Still keeping neutral, keeping the body as still as you can. Nearly there. Last two. And last one. Oh, and come down gently. Stretch out after all that. So legs out. You want to feel this bit getting stretched. Keep whatever you're using underneath you to get your body to bend over the item. So getting into those hip flexors. Whew. Enjoy the stretch. That's quite tough. Oh, I can really feel that. Excellent. Okay, now whatever you've got underneath you, take out. Oh, have another stretch. We're going to move whatever you were lying on and pop it below your shoulder blades. So you can do this with any of the items we've talked about, but just make sure you get whatever it is below your shoulder blades. So you don't want it in the back of your neck. It's supporting your rib cage and it's not on your shoulder blades. So you can do this with a ball. A little bit harder with the ball as before. Let yourself then bend over the item, taking your head gently to the floor, and then take your arms out and just hold. So this is releasing your thoracic spine, which is the part of the spine that your ribs attach to. Can get very tight and restricted, especially if we're doing a lot of sitting, maybe at the computer, watching television, or having to go with some crafts. You're in that sitting position where you're slightly bent forward. Tightens up that part of your spine. So this is quite nice to release it. If you're happy, you could do some arm exercises, with or without weights, your choice. So keeping the body as still as you can, do a few arm circles, breathing through it. And changing direction. Do as many as you feel comfortable. 4 or 5 is usually sufficient, just to open up the chest, give your body the sense of being bent backwards. You could make it more challenging by extending the legs out as you do those circles. And then lower back down. Okay, when you've had enough, you might not want to stay there for too long. Some people like it, some people don't. It's good for your spine, so just do as much as you feel comfortable. Roll onto your side and push yourself up gently. Take whatever it is you have underneath you and stretch. You should feel flatter, straighter. Your shoulder blade should connect to the floor more. And you might feel that that's a bit of tightness and bentness in your spine has disappeared. Oh, that feels so good. Just enjoy that position for a minute or two before either joining on another video to this one to continue workout, or that might feel enough for you today. Hope you've enjoyed that little sequence. Must admit, I feel a bit looser after all that. Take care, everyone. See you again soon. Bye.